is leading by example, then maybe it will encourage them more.
On the other side of the coin, how can we use, and I would put it this way, effective education, not just education for the sake of education or strictly meaning book learning, can bring families together in terms of the family unit, being able to, let's say, maybe have a family with limited income, but through education, they can learn how to stretch the dollar, increase the family wealth, learn how to make that money work for them. How can we use this to bring the family back as a unit?
I do. I thank you for that because I was listening to WKKC this Saturday, and there is a show, Mr. McNeil is on there, and he talks about your finance, and that is an area I wish I had learned about sooner. How to make my money stretch or work for me more, how to invest. I think if we learn how to invest, even with simple things as insurance, and having a portion inside of that insurance that builds money. I just learned about this maybe about 3 years ago, and I have a daughter who's 20. I could have earned so much more money way before then had I known. Education about 401ks, education about stock. I think those are good points that you raise. Not only book education, but education on how to make our money last and work in the long run. Yeah.
And then let's say we have a person in the family unit who may be the first one of the family going to college. How can that family person then use what they've learned in college and bring it back to the family to help strengthen the family unit in terms of, as we say, economic reasons, building the family unit, understanding the roles of family members within the family unit?
Well, certainly education brings on wider opportunities. Like you're saying, not just education for the sake of education. Really try to get a focus that will benefit you. A career that's going to benefit you so that you can have wider options. You can take your family on vacations. You can bring back that knowledge to your family, broaden your horizons. Money is not everything, but money does help. And the proper career can help you achieve and introduce your family to other options.
Okay. And we have a caller. Caller, go ahead. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Actually, I just wanted to comment on how you guys talked about the education, and I really, truly agree with if I could do it all over again. I think when we get to a certain age, as you guys were speaking on, if I was able to go all the way back, there was so many things I would have did different because of the lack of education that I myself did to myself. It caused me to go through things that I didn't have to go through. And so now that I have learned at such a late age, even though it's never too late, but I wish that I have known it early, you know, in investing and things like that. And when two parties in the house, the husband and the wife, is educated, it really encourages your children to even want to be educated, because even when I deal with my son who's in high school, one of the things he say, "Oh, Ma, how far did you go in school?" Even though I did college, but that's what he strives on, is what I am doing. So we need to be even greater examples. So that makes me go right back to school, but he can also see that if I can do it, he can do it as well. And I just wanted to just encourage you guys to continue to educate the people like myself and others.
Well, as I always say, it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to go back to school. And I think if you went back to school to accomplish something in life, I think it could be an inspiration to your son that, you know, learning is not controlled by age. It's a lifelong process, and that if, you know, I have to applaud a lot of our students, you know, whether they're doing well or bad. The first fact, they got up out of bed and walk through the doors of Kennedy King College to a class. That's the first step. And if by coming to school there's a transformation in their lives to become better, a better person, then we've done our job. And reason I wanted Carla on the show tonight is look at how can we use education as a tool or a venue to bring the black family together again. As one commenter at one of our dedication ceremonies mentioned, there's a ward on the north side of Chicago where 79% of the constituents have college degrees, and the ward where Kennedy King is located, I think it's 11%. Okay. Which means that the income level is not that high, and there's too many opportunities for division and divisive things to come in between the family unit. And that's why I ask on the show, how can we use education to bring the family's structure back together as a unit, so that we can control the neighborhoods that we live in, control the economics of the neighborhoods and the politics of our neighborhoods again.
That's true. That's true. I think that's very profound what you said. To control, we can use the economics, because where do most of the dollars go for the communities that have the most educated people, the communities who vote more, the communities who are quote unquote on a higher level, but the communities that are downtrodden, that the schools are low performing schools, then those are the least resources. Those schools are going to have the least resources, and education does bring about that. When you have education, a career that is substantial, you can open up more opportunities, like we said, and also you can involve your children in more things, your family in more things. You can go more places. There was a study that was done some years ago in the projects and said half of those children that lived in the projects had never been outside of Chicago before. Just to keep continually seeing the same thing, the same depression over and over again, does nothing to build your self-esteem.
Okay. And caller, thank you for calling. I think we have another caller on the line. Okay. Another caller.
So,
caller, go ahead.
I would like to, how you guys doing?
Hi.
Fine, how are you doing?
I would like to make a comment on community colleges. I've been a product of a community college, and actually I was born and raised in Chicago. I went to school in Kansas, believe it or not. I think, and I want to operate my own community center, I think that the community colleges should now focus in on educating the community. W.E. Du Bois, Souls of Black Folk, talked about the town of the 10th. I think we have to educate our communities because we're the community colleges. And the trick to education, I also worked at university also. The trick for black folks is thinking that they're going somewhere and they paying $20,000 or $30,000 a year and they still don't graduate. If community colleges learn how to market themselves to the community, and then you teach and you educate the people in that community. Kennedy King, educate 63rd Street people in the community. Then you can start to say, now, young black man, young black girl, come to this school, this institution, and we can offer you those keys to life, because education is a key to the next level. Now, in closing, nursing and education right now is the two things in this country that needs people. Black folk historically have always healed people and taught people. Okay? So if we take that ideology across all the community colleges, Daly, Olive Harvey, Malcolm X, everywhere else, we could really make a difference, especially with black folk in America. We could really make a difference. We could really start to impact communities. See, people don't look at community colleges as a great educational opportunity to uplift themselves. God bless y'all.
And